Hello dear viewer, I'm leesusss, and welcome back to Empyrion Galactic Survival. And we're going to go to space. Finally, the thrush is ready to go. Very briefly, before we go, couple of quick updates. So first of all, I've fleshed out the rest of the map. There's a few blank squares still, but I've found all the points of interest essentially on here, including mapping out the Xerax territory, which we can go back to later, including... It's not actually marked on here, but there's a very interesting landmark on here I want to come back to at some point. I found another radioactive zone, which I think is this one here, and there's a large package of promethium there, so I've mined all that out. I've mined out all the promethium here and the gold, and I've had a couple of discoveries on the way, which I think are new. First of all, nodes of promethium, which I hadn't seen before, big light blue nodes that you can mine off the surface to give you a little bit more promethium ore, and also cobalt as well. I didn't realize you can even get cobalt on this world, but there were small nodules again on here that I picked up. Hard to spot, quite dark. Anyway, beyond that as well, I also, on a whim, dipped in the lake over here and discovered something rather wonderful. Let's just rush down here, shall we? I need to eat something before we go. Oh, a little bit laggy. How's this water pump still working away down here? How are we doing for water? Tons of it. Okay, we'll have lots to make O2 out of. Now, I don't think I did much about swimming in the water, but you can swim around. The essential thing is, if you've got something in your hand like this gun, you will sink. If you've got nothing in your hand, you can... I've got my jetpack on, which is kind of cheating, but turn my jetpack off. You can bob along the surface, okay? But let's go under. Our suit O2 will keep us maintained for now. A light. There we go. Oh, there's a guy over here. Look, didn't realise you were here. I can't find this one underwater. That's kind of a worry. No. Why's my jetpack not working? Oh God, he took a bite out of me. What a butthead. Right. Okay. Come out here then, buddy. I'm trying to show the viewer what's under the water. There's plants down there, is what there is. Where is he? He's back under here. My shotgun wouldn't work underwater. Can I use this underwater? Ah, that works underwater. Oh, that was the big ripple. You wait, I'll come back with my beaver and kill you. I can't fight underwater either. Anyway, let's go over here. You're ruining my video, Teluropod. You're making it take longer. Under here are tons of plants. Okay, I've cleared a lot of them out. Is part of the problem now, so you can't see them. But there are all these weeds under here. Hold on, let's go over here a bit more. And I didn't realise that you can. These big ones here, see, there was like masses of them all around here that I've harvested. Each one of those is plant protein. And in fact, in no time at all, I picked up like 130 units of plant protein. That's just a huge amount of food. Ridiculous. I don't think we were here before. I thought every plant underwater was decorative, but apparently not. And also, that under there, that's a crystal. What's it called? A crystal? The warp. I got out my head. The warp fuel. It's warp fuel crystals. Again, dozens of them. Underwater, and I didn't know there was anything under here. I mean, I know you can sometimes find interesting things underwater, like wrecks, but I never found it before. So it's amazing. I had all this food on my doorstep to make, cereal bars and stuff out of. It's amazing. Anyway, just thought I'd let you know what I'd found, which was kind of amazing. The only thing we need to do before we get out of here, we need to switch our armour out, because I've done a little bit of prep to make sure we've got the right items to go up into space. I don't actually know what's going to be up there. I've got a good idea what will be up there, but I don't absolutely know. Let's heal ourselves up for a start. There we go. Right. In here, we're going to switch out our light armour and we're going to put on our heavy armour. Now, some of the reasons for this. First of all, heavy armour, as well as having a better resistance to the usual bullety, lasery type issues you might meet out in the universe, in the hostile universe, it also has better base protection versus environmental hazards such as extremes of temperature or radiation or anything like that as well. Okay, and to buff myself a bit further, I've also put on the EVA boost. Now the problem here is it completely balks your armour. Okay, now luckily of course heavy armour already has a good armour value, so that's not bad. I mean, I've got 200 armour, goes down to 120 because of this, but at least with the heavy armour it's not so bad. Putting it on light armour, you might as well, you end up with 20 armour left. You might as well be running around in your pyjamas and a woolly hat as far as the protection value from here. But with heavy armour it's not quite so bad, and it gives us a massive boost to heat and cold protection and things from there as well. We've got a jetpack boost on, which doesn't have any negative effects. That just means we can jump a bit further. And then we have our insulation boost as well. And also, by the way, the suit holds more oxygen as well. Okay, let's have a quick snack before we go. No, that's the capacitor. There we go, slightly to the side. What should we eat? Let's eat a ham. Nice, that'll do us. I've got some food in the thrush anyway. The problem with heavy armour though is that it's actually not showing up very much yet. It's kind of surprising. This is my top speed. Okay, this is me running, which is not. Maybe they've balanced it. It used to be slower than this in the past. We're moving around with heavy armour. It's not quite as bad as it used to be, it looks like, but it's still pretty slow versus light armour. But of course we're going to space. It doesn't matter quite so much about that, because mostly we're going to be floating around, or we're going to be in low gravity. Let me see. Okay, so the quick check on the systems. We have O2. We've got plenty of O2. I've got spare O2 tanks. I've got fuel. I have a bit more fuel than that, but I've got spare fuel with me. Everything's up and running. Click the thrusters on. Quick check of our inventory. Oh, excuse me a second. Let's just try and right myself, because some fool decided to build the spaceship on its side. I was trying to sell off a bunch of items. Actually, you know what? No, we're going to keep them with us. Actually, we're going to keep those items with us. I think there's somewhere we can sell them up in space, which would be nice. There we go. Right, are we ready for takeoff? I think we might be. Oh, okay, one more thing before we go. One thing critical to tell you about. Oxygen in the suit. So this is a common question on forums and things from people. How do I refill the suit oxygen? And it isn't obvious. So one thing is, I've got my oxygen supply system. I can take my hat off now, actually, is what I can do. I've got my O2 supply in the cabin from the main oxygen supply in the ship. And I can also, when I've got my helmet back on, I can be outside and I can refill my suit from the oxygen dispenser system which I've built onto the ship. Okay, that takes main oxygen out of the ship and puts it back into my suit. However, you get these big blue oxygen cylinders which you use to refill your ship O2 supply. That won't work on your suit. So people go, how the hell do I do it? It's hard to find it. And the reason is because it's kind of illogical how to do it. So these things here are emergency O2 supplies, these little bottles. You just stick them in your suit and they fill up your... I mean, I've probably got enough here for like 3/4 of a heavy armour suit O2 supply. And I've got plenty on here, okay? But how do you get these? You might get some at the start of the game, they'll get given to you depending on your initial loadout, but how do you get more of them? And the thing is, you can't just make them anywhere. These cannot be made in the standard constructor. If you search for these, you won't find them. And in fact, it says on here, you can only actually make them in your suit survival constructor, which is kind of weird. There they are. And you make them from purified water, which is made from the big water tanks. But there you go. It's kind of one of those where people go, why can't I find this? It's because for some reason they're only available from one source, one constructor, which is a bit weird. Anyway, I thought I'd cover that because it's a common question. Let's go. Lifting off. It's not up over here. It's not obvious what we're doing, but if you look in the top left, distance to orbit 800 meters plus. Distance above the ground, 200 metres plus. We're flying straight up. That's why you can't really tell what's going on. The ship is moderately fast. It's okay, actually, 31 metres per second. It's kind of heavy. I've got one medium-sized thruster on it. It's a very basic ship. I'm not trying to do anything fancy with this one here. We've got a very limited set of mission parameters for this, which is getting into space. And do a bit up there, and then we're going to come back down. And at some point in the future, I'm going to make a proper ship which will allow us to go to other planets. There we go. Any second now. Back where we belong. The clouds are clearing. And... we're in orbit. And here we are. Okay. You made it to space. Congratulations. Meet the Empyropedia for more information how to navigate in that system. It's fine. We'll worry about that in a minute. Can we look down? Oh, I think it's because we're so close. We can see the planet from here. We're so close to it as far as that goes. Okay, we're just on the edge of the atmosphere. I'm traversing away from it. And there it is. There's the planet where we were. I still not sure how to pronounce that. Suparion. Suparion? Yeah, Suparion's the planet we are on, and we are now in space. Okay, first of all, let's cover what is not in space, and that is gravity. Okay, we're not going to get pulled back to the Earth to this planet unless we decide to fly back into the atmosphere from the planet. Okay. One of the things a couple of things that are confusing out here, though, is about navigation. Is that something moving over there? It might be. You see that over there? That dot moving? Okay, we can see Kai over in the distance, which is the gas giant. Actually, quite a long way away. Navigation in space is not very easy because of how the orientation works and being on the plane of the system. So one of the ways you can do it, if you go to map, you can get a bit more understanding about where you are. You know, on the plane versus the there's a trading station here. This is on. So we're in the local system for the planet Suparion. Okay, we're not very close to the primary star, also I think called Suparion, and you can't see the gas giant or anything else from here. Okay, that's in the next level out. Okay, sorry, Elion's the system here. We're in this localized system, in this orbit here. That is the only place we are. We can't get to these places without warp drive. Okay, we're only in the local system. And the key thing to understand is where you are on the plane versus in the orbit. So this is way above the plane, and this is the moon over here is below the plane from here. Okay, and there are many other items out here. We just can't see them yet because I haven't scanned for them. Okay, but it can get a little confusing. It's easy to get lost out here because of that up and down being a subjective thing. Obviously, there's the moon over there in the system. The other thing is, top right of my HUD, not the map, but below that in blue writing, is my speed. It was 31 meters per second, now it's 102. That's because we're in space, and without the atmosphere, we can go much faster, which is a good thing out here because the distances are larger, obviously. The next thing is our scanner also has a much greater range. Now we can see the sort of things that are on the map out here. We've got a bunch of questions over there. That one's moving over there. Now on the surface, we're used to red dots being terrifying drones and scary things like that. Out here, a red dot on the top right map system is simply a moving object. Okay, it could be that is probably, for example, almost certainly a Polaris Corporation transport ship of some sort, yeah, or maybe a drone, but it doesn't need to be something hazardous out here. But it could be a Xerax drone, and we have to be careful about that as well. The things that are red dots on there generally are dangerous or mission related, so that over there is probably a defense system of some sort. We've got a bunch of question marks, which is nice, and we've got the orbital trading station. Now we're going to go to the moon eventually, but while we're out here, why don't we just head off and see what we can find out here. Let's go and see what this thing is here. Things out here are moving to some degree. Let's go to this one first, actually. Just a bit closer. You can see kilometers are ticking down pretty fast as far as that goes. This is probably an asteroid. A copper asteroid. Nice. So copper asteroids are obviously a source of copper. They're not all copper. They're a big chunk of copper with some stone in the background. You have to be careful because the most valuable resources are often guarded on planets by things like drones. There we go. There's a Xerax laser drone over there orbiting around it, and he wants to keep control of that. We are not really prepared to deal with drones, and the drones in space tend to be a lot more scary than the ones on the planets. I don't really want to tackle it, but it's good to know it's there. So if you want to mine this asteroid... Are you taking shots at me, pal? This is kind of a problem because I don't have many good defences. I'm just going to run. I haven't actually got my... Go away! I've not got my gun, and my gun's still loaded away. Ah! Go on! Bugger off! If we go far enough, he might leave us alone. Let's see what happens. Get out of it, you! Don't shoot me down. I just got here. Where can we go to find a bit of defences? We might be fast enough to get away from him. I'm not sure. Or I could just try this. 1 second. Get out of it, you! Right, let's go into reverse. We're not as fast in reverse. Is it him? I've got 2 of them after me, I think. He gets... 2's a bit strange. Firing direction is blocked. Have I made a mistake? Oh no! Have I built my ship wrong? I might have made an error. I've partly embedded the Gatling into the device, to the ship. And I wonder if I've done some sort of rookie error and put it the wrong way around or something. Ah! Okay, we might have to do abortive action here. This is why I've got the Gatling on the system. We're going to duck back into the atmosphere of the planet and come back out again, okay? This is why I've got the Gatling on here. Bit of bounce from the atmosphere. They won't follow me down here. This is why I've got the Gatling on the ship, to deal with problems like this. But I've obviously made some sort of error here. These guys are ruining it. I wanted to do a little flight. I didn't actually bother with their stupid asteroid. This is the problem with making a slightly crappy ship. Okay, I should have made a better ship. Now, if we come back up again, we should be alright. Let's see what happens. That's frustrating. I don't want to bother with anybody, really. I don't want to tackle anybody. Are they coming after me again? I don't know. I'm better off going forward anyway. I've got a faster speed going forward. Normally I've got a very manoeuvrable ship and I can duck around. What we can do, if we head over to the space station, which is... There it is. We'll be safe over here, we should be. And we can do some checks and repairs. That's probably a Xerax defense system over there. But we're going to head to this one. We're going to head to this, whatever this is. Which might be something interesting, like a space wreck. Or it could be another asteroid, and then we'll head over to the orbital station. We'll patch up whatever dings are on our ship. They won't be that bad. They'll be alright. And then we'll... what's that up there? Can't quite see it. And then we'll find out what the hell I've done wrong with my Gatling gun on there. Well, I don't really want to tackle with these guys at all. I'll take another risky peek down on what this is. By the way, the other thing that's causing me a problem here is that range of weapons in space is much further as well. I'm sure that drone's tracking me or not. I can see him up on the scope. The defense station. Level 2, so it's probably got lasers. It spotted me. I'll get out with a range and I'll be fine. But they've got like a, you know, maybe 2 kilometre range or something like that. My ship is now covered in dings. What is this? Could be a factory. It doesn't look like, it might just be an asteroid. It doesn't quite look like an asteroid. I'm not used to having to worry about these things quite so much, but it's a cobalt asteroid. Wow. That's pretty valuable. Okay, we're going up here though. So now we're in space. It's just as dangerous as down the ground, if not more so. If only I had a better ship to come up here. Tangle with these guys. Yeah, I'm a little slow. 102 meters per second. It's a little slow for what I would normally have with a ship. There we go. There's the orbital trading station. This is complete. So this one always seems to be here in the starting zone, and you regularly find them in other systems as well. And it's a completely safe place to be. I've got XP for doing that. Free Colonists is the new faction. So we'll find these on planets as well, but for now they're here. So if you want to, No, it's not that one. Which one is it? No, not a screenshot, you fool. Where is it that one? Station services, there we go. So, when you're near a system like this, you can do things like you can buy bullets and you can get repair confirmation from there as well. See, it cost me 556 to fully repair my thing because I've got my repair template saved, remember, for the thrush. So I can buy various things for them. But I can also, depending on the station, go into it entirely, which is what I shall do. Make sure I've got my hat on, by the way. There we go. Come on, in you go. And I shall turn off my thrusters, but not my system because I've got a fridge running in here, so I can't have that. Here we go. Looks like they've got gravity as well. Why is my jump pack not working? There we go. It's very strange. You see the bottom left where my helmet and my oxygen symbols and the rest are marked? For some reason, my jetpack is not on. But there you go. What have I done wrong with this gun? Oh, you know what? The gun's there. It says it's blocked. So I think one of these textures sticks out more than expected. And that's what's blocking it. See, I've got a few dings on my ship now. Let's just repair these, shall we? I've been dinging my ship up. There's goddamn Xerax and their naughtiness. You wait till I come back with my other ship. The one I haven't made yet. I'll deal with you, fellas. Oh, I'm pretty dinged up. But it's not terrible. I mean, I'm fixing this with like one ping of the... Let's see if we can find a damaged one here. How much? What's this on here? 29. So I've lost like half the health on this from these shots and things. So it's not terrible. This is why at some point a proper ship will have hardened steel or even combat steel, not steel blocks, because the small steel blocks are just too fragile.